Hello. Hello. Good morning, students. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning to all. Students, yesterday we were discussing about the American civilization. There are several American civilization. Among those all, the three are important: Mayan, Aztecs, and Inca. These are the three important civilizations of America there. North America and then South America and also the Australia. These are the continents of New World, and Asia, Europe, and Africa. These are the continents of Old World. There. Why do we call that? How we have divided that into Old and New? Because till that 15th century or the 14th to 15th century, the Australia, North America, and South America, these continents they didn't entered by the Europeans. Whenever Ottoman Turks they captured the territory of Constantinople and blocked the transaction between the European and an Asian continent. The rulers and emperors of European countries such as here Spain, Portugal, England, and others, they encouraged the sailors to discover new sea route to India. During this situation, they encouraged the navigators by providing a financial fund, financial support also, soldiers also there, and by providing even the navy and that big ships to travel from one place to another place, how to discover the new sea route to India. In this situation, the Americo Vespucci and then Columbus, they discovered Amerigo Vespucci. He discovered that America. First, he thought that it was an Indian territory, but later on he realized that it was not Indian. It is a American territory there. First, he thought that it was Indian territory. Therefore, the ancestors of North America, South America, and Australia, they are called as Indian Aboriginate people there. Indian originate people. It means their ancestors belongs to that Indian territory. They started to call through like that. Here there are three civilizations. Now we are going to discuss about Mayan civilization, which is the part of America, American civilization there. The American Indian Aborigines of Yucutan area of Mexico are called Mayans. The people of that America, they were living in the area of that Yucatan. It is a place in that near that Mexico. There, that Mayan civilization, it was present there, and that peoples were called as Mayans. Those who were living in that Yucatan, that area of Mexico there, and their language, it was Aztec. The language of that Mayans, it was Aztec. This language they used to communicate each other, to talk, to discuss, or to do the transaction between the two people or between the group in their area there. And physically, their physical structure, whose physical structure here? At Mayan civilization people physical structure. They were they were short, it means drop there. cooler on they drop, they were short or they were drop, and brown complexioned. Complexion means here brown color, skin color. Their skin color was a brown there, and they had long hairs and generally round-headed people there. This is what their physical structure, ದೈಹಿಕ ರಚನೆ. They were short, dark there, and had brown skin and also long hair, and their head it was around. It is round. The Mayans were the most advanced among the ancient American Indians. It means they developed a good culture than that Inca and Aztecs. These were the at front, the practice of that culture and tradition than that Aztecs and then Inca. They were forward. Within a short period of time, they learned that culture, traditions, settlement of human beings in one place, these all there. Therefore, they told here they were most advanced among the ancient American Indians here. This is just a picture of their area in which they built. This is the real picture, no? This is just drawing to understand about their area there. They built on the small temples also, small pyramids like Egyptian civilization. They built their own army also. They were practicing agriculture, fishing, and many other that occupations. Place of this is a Yucatec here. The ruins of cities built of stone have been obtained in Yucutan of Mexico, Guatemala, and then Honduras here. In this place, we have got. It means historians they got the ruins. It means that remaining things which were used by during their period. That people the people which they use that all objects until also are available in that some that areas, and they are the what ruins, and archaeologists they have been using that ruins or that remaining things which were used by the that ancient people to study about their life. That all ruins or remaining objects, things, or substances are found in the that Yucatan and then Guatemala and that Honduras in these places. How the ruins are available regarding the Indus Valley civilization in that Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, Kalibangan, Chanchudaro there, and in Lothal, in many other areas like here, they have got a few the ruins which help to the archaeologist to study about the Mayan civilization in these places, especially the Yucatan of Mexico there and Guatemala and also that Honduras. These are the three important places which provides us ruins regarding the Mayan civilization or sources regarding the Mayan civilization there. You can see that areas here in this map. This is Mexico and Guatemala, Antigua areas, and Honduras. This civilization rose, it means developed to its cultural height around 1700 years ago there. The Mayan civilization culture, it was in the top during the time of that 1700 years ago there. It means in the first century, second century around, or the third century around, the culture and then the rituals and the traditions, they were practicing more than all in their area. Their earliest cities were built around 320th century CE there. During the time of that earlier that 4th century, they started to build cities. They learned the value of that cities to do the transaction, import and export. Therefore, they gave importance to build cities around that 3rd century BC, 3 to 4th century BC there, between that. Here, they have mentioned as 320 CE. This indicates which century? Can you tell the century of this particular period here? 320 CE Common Era. Which century that is? Can anyone else identify here? Here they have mentioned 320 there. Tell the century of that particularly. It is second, third, or fourth, or fifth.
So 10th century.
10th century. You tried, but that is not correct. Others?
3rd century.
3rd century.
4th century, sir.
Sir, 3rd century, sir.
5th century.
That is 4th century there. Because without the completion of 100 years, we cannot call that a century there. Am I right? 0 to 100. If we complete the calculation of that 100, 0 to 100, then only we can call that what a century there. In cricket also, you might have heard about that century there. After completing 100 runs, we will call that player, he completed what a century there. He completed century. Like here, 0 to 100, that is first century there. And 100 to 200, that is a second century. And 200 to the third, 300 years, 300 number, that is the 3rd century. Here, 3 centuries are over. Which century is running? At present, not. According to that number.
4th century.
That is 4th century there. Which is the present century? Can you tell?
21.
This is 21st century there. Because 2000 years are over. This is a what new century? 21st century. Not get confusion. Remember that calculation of centuries there. It would help in the future. This is what, according to number, this is the 4th century. At present, in entire world, 21st century it is running. Don't tell anyone else here 20th century this is. This is the what 21st century there.
So in which century Golgumba was built, sir?
I think in 16th century there. Golgumba city was built in the 16th century during the period of that Adil Shahi, 16 to 17. Okay, here the earlier cities were built around 320 CE. It means during the earlier period of that 4th century, they started to build the cities because they understood the value of that cities to do the transaction, import and export, that commercial activities. Therefore, they started to build their cities. And we see the dissolution of Mayan culture with the attack of Spain from 1527 to 1546 CE under the leadership of Cortes here. Under the leadership of that Cortes, Spain army, it attacked on the Mayan areas. Later onwards, that Mayan culture or Mayan, that civilization, it was declined due to the attack of that Spain under the leadership of that Cortes. He was a commander or a leader of the Spain army. He occupied that Mayan area, and in that 20 years, nearly 19 years, he invaded, he damaged that our Mayan culture there with the help of his army. Like this, that Mayan civilization, it was came to an end. A few descendants of Mayan Indians who survived these attacks, who were tolerated and all that all attacks of Spanish army can be seen even today also. Those who were remained even till also, they are remaining in that Mexican area there. Today in the northern area of Yucutan and then Guatemala here. In this area, that people, their community, it is living there. This is the what these are the pictures which helps to understand about the attacks of that Spanish army on that Mayan civilization people there. And this is the picture of that leader of Spain army, Cortes. Under his leadership here, that Spain army destroyed the entire all that Mayan culture. Next, the life of Mayans. The settlements of the Mayans included huge ceremonial centers here. It means huge that areas, large in area, they started to settle their life. These have been called cities, but they were not inhabited by people. They built new settlements, used that areas to settle there, but more number of people, they didn't stay in those areas. And these areas were utilized for religious ceremonies and markets, courts, city administration centers there. They built their new huge areas to settle there, but they didn't use that more properly. But during the time of religious ceremonies or while conducting the markets and also the courts and administrative centers, they were present in that new settlements there, in the new areas. These are the pictures which help us to know about their religious ceremonies and also their administration issues here. People lived in villages around these areas. They built their huge ceremonial that area, and around that they built even the small that villages also. Most of the people, they were staying in that villages, and higher hierarchy or that higher class people, they were living in that ceremonial centers there. Except during the period of markets and religious celebrations, these ceremonial centers would be deserted at all times. During the time of only that conducting markets or issuing that law and orders or while conducting the religious ceremonies or rituals, that places were used. Except that situations, people they didn't stay in that area. Most of the that people they were settled in the villages around that religious or ceremonial centers. Around a large site named Tikal, pyramids, palaces. Don't speak, yeah. Off your audio. Around a large site named Tikal, that pyramids, palaces, and courtyards have been found all around, stretching 1 square mile here. In that 1 square mile, they built these all kind of buildings, monuments, such as here Tikal, pyramids, palaces, courtyards in that area. You can see that in the picture here. They built small pyramids. Their pyramids, they were not equal to that Egyptian pyramids. They were small. In that area only they have built only that palaces also and kind of buildings which they called Tikal there. These all there. Tikal, it is the what? Name of the building. Let us understand here a little regarding their pyramids here. In all the ceremonial centers and on either side of the courtyards, there used to pyramids here. Almost all that in ceremonial centers, they consisted that pyramids. They built the pyramids in that area, and beneath them were building with many rooms. Under that pyramids, there are many that rooms to settle there or to stay during the time of that while they were conducting markets or during the time of that religious ceremonies or while issuing that law and orders to the people, justice. In front of these, there used to be mammoth stone pillars of which a few were plain pillars there. In front of that all kind of buildings here, even they built that stone pillars and they didn't engrave any designs on that pillars. Almost all they were plain. Most of that Greek monuments are also have pillars only in front of the buildings, like here. Even these will also give importance to build that pillars in front of that buildings. And they were called what mammoth stone pillars. These were the examples of their pyramids here. Usually, depictions of gods, priests, important leaders in the administration, and hieroglyphic writings would be carved on these pillars. Some other pillars here, they left plain. In some other pillars here, they engraved these designs. Most of the pillars of Greeks, they left them plain. But the pillars which they built in front of the buildings during the Mayan civilization, on that they engraved even that a few designs got their pressed and also that important leaders' images there, or their writing style, hieroglyphic here. You can see that in the picture, that designs here. These are the pillars that they engraved designs there, like Indians. And such a stone figures are called steles here. That curved design, that pillars, they were called steles. The largest among these is approximately 35 feet high and weighs 65 tons. Among that all steles which they engraved designs on that stones, the one it is 35 feet height, 35 feet height, and also it has nearly 65-ton weight there. That is our largest stele or a stone pillar or stone figure on which they engraved designs that all there. How do you see that Saranat statue, pillar inscriptions like these were also what an important pillars on which they engraved their designs, god, goddesses pictures, which help us to know about their culture and tradition by observing that carvings. The people used to assemble in the courtyards and watch the rituals held in front of the temple there. People, they were gathering during the time of that festivals or while conducting the religious rituals in that courtyards, in that ceremonial centers there. And gradually by about the 9th century, people abandoned these ceremonial centers. It means people, they started to stay in that ceremonial centers nearly or gradually around that 9th century. For the next 6 centuries, these areas did not enjoy much an importance. And later onwards, after that 9th century CE, people, they didn't show interest or that courtyard and that ceremonial centers, they lost the importance. People, they didn't give importance to stay in that area or to conduct religious rituals. Therefore, that places were lost their importance. The ordinary Mayans lived in huts on the outskirts of the ceremonial centers. Common people, they lived in the huts around the ceremonial centers in the villages. They were used to maize field all around. They used that land to grow that maize crop also. The farmers grew maize and yam among the others. These were the kind of crops which they were growing in their fields around the villages in their agricultural land. The labor of innumerable citizens were utilized here to construct huge structures. In that area, they used a number of the citizens. It means farmers, that kings, they used that farmers citizens to construct that huge structures, buildings, monuments there. It was common during the time of while building that temples. Even Indian rulers are also had taken the place of peasants and then that laborers help to construct the buildings. Like here, the rulers of the or the leaders of Mayan civilization, they would have used that peasants and other that common people to construct the huge buildings there. Now here we are going to discuss about their hieroglyphics. It means their writing script. The noteworthy intellectual achievements of the Mayans can be seen in their writings here, astronomy, and their use of the calendar. Their intellectual achievements we can see in that writings also, and then even in the astronomy here, even in that calendar, Mayan calendar. You might have heard about that. They introduced a Mayan calendar, which tells us about the that years, dates, that other issues. Their talent, their intellectual, their ability, we can see in these fields there, in the writings also, in the astronomy also, in that calendar. Their hieroglyphic writing is based on ideographic symbols and sounds. You might have heard about already. You have already that this hieroglyphic writings about this we have already discussed in the last chapter there. It was what ideographic symbols, and there were around 850 characters. How that language in English language it has 26 characters letters. In that Kannada 48 to 51, like here, that hieroglyphic it consisted there 850 characters nearly. This is the what picture of that hieroglyphic writing script. The meaning for most of these are not known because we are unable to understand the meaning of that ideographic symbols. If they would if they are language, we can try to understand the what meaning of that script there or that characters. They are not in the form of present languages here. They are in the form of a picture. Therefore, until also that archaeologists they didn't identify, understand the language of that. These hieroglyphic texts have been carved on stones, memorials, structures, and on logs of wood there. They carved that text on the stone memorials. It means buildings, monuments, and other that structures on the logs of woods also there. They were also written in books. This is the what these are the pictures of their hieroglyphic writings script there. All except these books were destroyed during the Spanish conquest there. Except that 3 books here, which belongs to that Mayan civilization, almost all that monuments, buildings, they were destroyed by the Spanish. One of these, the Dresden Codex, was used to predict the dates of eclipses here. Solar eclipses, you might have heard about that eclipses here. That Dresden Codex, it helps us to predict or to tell about the dates of that eclipses. This is the codex or about that book page here. There is no evidence of the use of metal among the Mayans. They didn't know about the metal usage. Therefore, archaeologists they didn't identify any that sources, that evidences regarding the uses of metals during the period of the Mayan civilization. Even in the early 16th century, copper and gold were rare. They didn't know about the uses of copper and gold during the 16th century there. But during this period in India, the rulers and other that foreign traders, they were using copper, gold, and other bronze coins to do the transaction there. During the 3rd century, 4th century only, Indian rulers, they were able to mint. It means produce, circulate the copper, bronze, and gold coins. But during the 16th century also, Mayan civilization people, they didn't know about the copper and gold. They used tools made of stones, bones, wood to do the transaction. Until the 9th century, they were not aware of these of the use of bow and arrows. Even till the 9th century, they were not aware about even the uses of that bow and then arrows. In this archery there, that is archery, even they didn't know about these also till that 9th century there. Because very late that civilizations it is started in that region. Therefore, they were not aware about the uses of these materials there. Till that 16th century, 15th century, almost all the areas of North America, South America, and Australia here, they were inhabitant, they were considered that tribe peoples, not the modern people like Indians there. Almost all areas were maintained by that tribe people only there. But 16th century onwards, while that foreign invaders or that navigators, they discovered that land. Later onwards, from that abroad countries, people they started to migrate to that place. Then they developed more than the previous. Their religion, the goods the gods pertaining to the maize crops were the presiding deities for the Mayans here. Here, the gods pertaining to the maize crop were the presiding deity for important deity for the Mayans, and they treated rain, soil, wind, sun, moon, and maize itself as their gods. They were worshipping on the rain also, the soil also. It means natural objects. Even Indians, they were also worshipped that natural objects before identifying that Indra, Varuna, these all, Shiva. Brother, don't try to scratch the screen. Like here, Indians, even they were also worshipping in that natural objects in the place of the gods. Throughout their history, the Mayan practiced human sacrifice on limited scale. See there, who sacrifice? Human sacrifice, not the animal sacrifice. During the period of Mayan civilization, they were practicing that human sacrifice on limited scale during the time of that religious rituals. They were sacrificing on that humans also there. We didn't see this kind of habits, we didn't learn about these kind of habits in any other civilizations like Egyptian, Mesopotamia, Indian, Chinese civilization. But during the time of Mayan civilization, they were sacrificing that humans while conducting the religious ritual, yajna and then yagas there, or what are rituals, ceremonies. You can see that there are gods here in that picture, and an example of sacrificing that humans in that religious rituals. These were the what are their pictures designs here to know about their rituals. Texcoco is a lake. Okay. This is all about what Mayan civilization. Next here we are to discuss about the Aztec civilizations. About these Aztec civilizations, we will discuss in the next class days. Have understood these all? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, you told you send FA3 syllabus, you not send.
Okay, okay. Today I will send it. Next,
Sir, where the FA3 exam conduct, sir?
that timing it is 3 to that 4 o'clock. So they have already sent to that groups also. Maybe you have tried that in your home only. If it is possible, we will call to school. Otherwise, only in house you have to write that exam by referring to that question paper, which you will send to that WhatsApp groups there. Understood? Okay, students. With this here, today I will conclude this class regarding that Aztecs and the Incas. We will discuss the next class. Thank you so much to all. Bye.
Sila.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Unmuted,
Good
ma'am.
morning, madam.
Ma'am, you are unmuted.
Ma'am, your voice is not hearing, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, what we are discussing in previous class? Yes. Who will explain about that? What are the points we have discussed? Please raise your hands.
About earthquake precautions to handle.
Okay, what are the points we have discussed in this lesson? So almost all the lesson is completed, right? So we have discussed about earthquake yesterday and how
Yes,
it
ma'am.
happens, what are the causes of earthquake and what precautions we have to take while an earthquake. These all points we have discussed. And who will explain that first to last points?
Quick.
Yes. Any one of you explain? What are the points we have discussed in this lesson?
Protection from lightning and thunderstorm.
Directly we have started from that only. What is the first point we have discussed?
Lightning conductor.
About the natural phenomena.
In some natural phenomena, we have discussed about the lightning and charging by rubbing and types of charges and their interaction, transfer of charge, and story of lightning, and safety, lightning safety. Okay, how we should be safe at home and how we should be safe at outside. Okay, and these we have discussed. And lightning conductors. This is about the lightning we have discussed. Then earthquake. What are things we have discussed about this? And earthquake and what is the meaning of that? And causes of earthquake. Then protected against earthquakes. These points we have discussed.
And seismic zone.
That is about the earthquake, how the earthquake is measured, right? That all the things we have discussed. Who will explain about that causes of earthquake? Causes of an earthquake.
Ma'am, shall I tell?
Yes.
The outermost layer of the earthquake called crust. It is not one piece, it is fragmented into many crust plates. These plates are moving continuously when these plates brush past each other or when one plate does under another plate. Due to the collision, they cause disturbance and cause earthquakes.
Okay. So who will tell about the protection while an earthquake? Other students?
Take a shelter under a table. Stay away from a tall and heavy objects which may fall on you. At outdoor, find one open area away from the building, trees, and power lines.
Okay. Who will tell about?
Don't use umbrella.
Yes, we should not carry umbrella when we will be at outside, right? Next, to tell me what about lightning? Who will explain about lightning? Yes, any students?
Ma'am, shall I tell?
Who is that? Vaishnavi.
Vaishnavi.
Other students, Bhageshri, Adi, Akash, Megha, Deepak Rugi. Yes,
What is the question?
lightning, about lightning. Yes, Megha is there, Pooja is there, Preeti, Samar. Who will explain? Only Vaishnavi Haryana is there, one student. Other student, Deepak Rugi, will you?
Ma'am, question.
About lightning.
Shall I, ma'am?
Yes, Srishti.
It is an electric current within a thunder cloud way up in the sky. Many small bits of ice bump into each other as they move around in the air. All of these collisions create an electric charge. After a while, the whole cloud fills up with the electric charges.
Okay. And what precautions we have to take while lightning, students outside and inside? Other students? Other students? Ridarfa also answered. Vaishnavi answered. Any other students?
This question.
What precautions do you have to take or protection you have to take while lightning? As
Ma'am, shall I?
who is that? Harisha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, electrical appliances like TV, laptop, mobiles, we should unplug, ma'am. It is not safe to use mobiles and cordless phones that wired phones. Then carrying an umbrella is not safe.
Okay.
Open vehicles like motorbikes, trucks, cars are not safe.
Yes.
Ma'am, shall I?
Yes, Bhavani.
Open space in dangerous, take cover under a building. Thunderstorm is an indication to rush for safer place.
Okay. Next, all of you come to that exercise part, students. Exercise part of this lesson. What is the first one? Question.
Which of the following cannot be charged easily by friction?
Okay. Which one is not easy to?
A woolen cloth.
Which one?
Which question, ma'am?
First one, exercise part question is there, no? Which of the following cannot be charged easily by friction?
B. A copper rod.
Copper rod. So plastic scale is their first one. Copper rod, an inflated balloon, and a woolen cloth are there. In this, which one we cannot charge easily? Copper rod.
Ma'am, copper rod.
Okay, copper rod we cannot charge easily. Second one, what is that? When a glass rod is rubbed with a piece of silk cloth, the rod, what happens? What changes you can see with the glass rod? Glass rod is rubbed with a piece of silk cloth. The rod
Becomes positively charged while the cloth has a negative charge.
Okay, what is that? Becomes positively charged while the cloth has a negative charge. True or false? Like charges attract each other.
False.
False.
Okay, like charges. What is that? Like or repel? Like charges or repel each other. Unlike charges or attract each other, right? So it is false. A charged glass rod attracts a charged plastic straw.
True.
True.
A charged glass rod attracts a charged plastic straw.
False.
Ma'am, true.
Okay, here a charged plastic rod is rubbed by maybe silk cloth or a woolen cloth, right? So we use a different objects to get friction in between these things. Then glass rod is different and plastic straw is different. So these two will attract each other. Okay. Unlike charges, these are unlike charges. These two attract each other. It is true. Lightning conductor cannot protect a building from lightning.
False.
Protects building, no, from lightning. Lightning conductor.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is false. Earthquakes can be predicted in advance.
False.
True.
False, ma'am.
True, ma'am.
If for suddenly if you take first time means
Then predicted means what?
predicted means finding, knowing, finding.
True, ma'am.
Okay, so when it happens once in a small amount, then we can find it and we can measure the earthquake. So before only we did not know the earthquake happens or not, right? So this is false. Sometimes a crackling sound is heard while taking off a sweater during winters. Crackling ಅಂದ್ರೆ sometime chut chut chut, right, like that. Kannada we say that. ಅಂತ sound ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ winter season ಅಲ್ಲಿ, right? Some crackling sound is heard while taking off sweat. When you will be taking out of sweater, so you just so when they touch to your hair, right? Sweater will be attached to your hair. That time you can just listen the sound, crackling sound. Why? Yes. Not only hair I am telling. So whatever the cloth, if you are having inside the sweater also, it will be the connection. So what is the reason?
When a sweater is taken off, the woolen sweater gets charged because of the friction between the sweater and the body. Hence, one can hear the cracking sound during the given process.
Okay. So here the reaction in between the body and the sweater. Okay. They get charged. When they discharge, we can just hear the sound of crackling, isn't it? And sometimes what happens, the sweater and which you have inside the cloth also, it may be synthetic or woolen. Okay, when they rub each other, they get charged. Okay, by this way also we can hear the sound. Explain why a charged body loses its charge if we touch it with our hand. Explain why a charged body loses its charge if we touch with the hand. Okay, why? Tell me. You know that earthing this lightning conductor. So example, I will take that lightning conductor. Okay, lightning conductor. When the charge means what is that? Lightning is a charge. So when the charges, lightning strikes to the metal rod, so the charge passes through that metal to the earth, right? Like the same thing happens when we touch the charged body. The charged body loses its charge. Why? Because we are also good conductors of electricity. Our body is also good conductors of electricity. So when you touch the current, what happens?
Our body will conduct the current.
Yes, no, electricity. We get the electric shock, right? Because our body is also good conductors of electricity. When we touch the charged body, the current passes through our body to the earth. Okay? So that's why we can say that charged body loses its charge when we touch it. Then, name the scale on which the destructive energy of an earthquake is measured. An earthquake measures 3 on this scale. Would it be recorded by a seismograph? It is like to cause much damage.
Richter scale.
Richter scale.
Okay, what is it? A scale on which the destructive energy of an earthquake is measured, that Richter scale. What is the second is an earthquake measures 3 on this scale. What is the 3 on this scale? Okay, what is that? An earthquake measures 3 on this scale. Would it be recorded by a seismograph? What it will be recorded in seismograph?
5.
Seismic waves.
Here, seismograph. Okay, seismograph can be an earthquake of magnitude 3 on Richter scale. And what is the next one is it likely to cause much damage? Is it cause to damage? Okay, it is not cause to damage. Okay, so what is that? Richter scale, and which we use to measure the magnitude of earthquake. So what is that? Seismograph. Okay, these are not cause to damage. Suggest 3 measures to protect ourselves from lightning.
Ma'am, shall I tell?
Yes.
If we are in autos, open vehicles like motorbikes, trucks, cars are not safe. Carrying an umbrella is not safe. If we are inside in the house, electrical appliances like TV, computers, etc. should be unplugged. It is not safe to use mobile and cordless phones than wired phones.
Okay, so these are the some precautions we have to take it. Then explain why a charged balloon is repelled by another charged balloon, whereas an uncharged balloon is attracted by another charged balloon.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, because like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other.
ma'am, what will happen, ma'am? When thunderstorm we were talking in phone calls means.
You know that thunder is there, lightning is there means some of the mobile phones burns, right? It may cause to your body means brain or ear. Have you heard that when the mobile phones were burnt and some of the people died?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Right or no?
Yes, ma'am, we heard that.
So if you keep charging for at night, if you keep charging, some of the mobile burns and also blasts. We say that blasts, right? Mobile phone blast, it may cause damage to your house or to your body. Have you heard this? So we'll always will be telling that we should not keep mobile phones for charging at night,
Yes, ma'am.
isn't it? And whenever it is a thunderstorm or lightning will be there, we have to switch off our mobile phones. Okay, we should not on whenever we will be outside or inside the house. Also, we should not on our mobile phones or TV, electric appliances, whatever. Okay. Next, explain why a charged balloon is repelled by another charged balloon, whereas an uncharged balloon is attracted by another. Means here we have discussed that
Ma'am,
like
like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other.
yes, this is the reason. Describe with the help of a diagram an instrument which can be used to detect a charged body is there?
Electroscope.
Okay, electroscope. So we have already you have drawn in your notebook, right, in the classwork, and I have given explain of that also. So describe with the help of a diagram and instrument which can be used to detect the charge body. That electroscope is the no, that we use to what is that measure find the charges, the charge body. So will you explain about that? How we do it? How you settle that experiment? Anyone know? Will you explain? Yes, who will explain about this diagram? Yes, it is there in your textbook, and I also have given classwork also. Who will explain about this?
We should explain about electric scope.
What, ma'am?
That only electroscope. You have written a electroscope. How it is, this diagram. How we have fitted and the explanation I have given. No.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, ninth question, ma'am.
Yes, ninth one.
Electroscope, it is a device which can test if an object is charged or not.
Ma'am,
Working
shall I?
electric scope.
Wait. Yes. Explain now.
Working of an electroscope. When charged object touches the brass disc, electric charges get transferred from the brass rod to the gold leaves. As a result, the gold leaves move away from each other, depicting the presence of correct charges.
Okay. Then
Shall I?
Bhavani. Yes, Bhavani, you want to say the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I, ma'am?
Yes, Bhavani.
Take an empty jam bottle. Take a piece of cardboard slightly bigger in size than the mouth of the bottle. Pierce a hole in it so that a metal paper clip could be inserted. Cut two strips of aluminium foil about 4 centimeters into 1 centimeter each. Hang them on the paper clip as shown. Insert the paper cardboard lid so that it is perpendicular to it. Charge a refill and touch it with the end of the paper clip. The aluminium foil strips receive the same charge from the charge refill through the paper clip. The strips carrying similar charges repel each other and they become wide open. Such a device can be used to detect whether an object is carrying charge or not. This device is known as electroscope.
Okay, this is the correct answer. Okay, first we have to explain about the method to set off the electroscope. Then why do we use that electroscope? What is the next question is? List 3 states in India where earthquakes are more likely to strike.
Jammu Kashmir, Gujarat, and Assam.
Jammu Kashmir, Gujarat, and Assam. Suppose you are outside your home and an earthquake strikes. What precaution would you take to protect yourself?
Shall I ma'am?
Yes.
During the earthquake, I would take the following precautions. I would try to find a clear spot away from buildings, trees, and overhead power lines. Drop drop to the ground. If I am in a car or a bus, do not come out. Ask the driver to drive slowly to the clear spot. I will not come out till the tremor stop.
Okay. So you have already written that what precautions we have to take when it will be outside, right? Last, the weather department has predicted that a thunderstorm is likely to occur on a certain day. Suppose you have to go out on that day, would you carry an umbrella?
Carrying umbrella is not a good idea at all during thunderstorms, as during the thunderstorm the speed of wind will blow away the umbrella.
Okay. Okay, carrying umbrella is not safe for not safe while raining or while lightning, right? So we should not carry the umbrella.
Why we should not carry umbrella, ma'am?
Umbrella is designed by metal, you know, which you hold that inside, which is fitted to the cloth.
Yes, ma'am.
What is iron? So
Iron, ma'am.
iron conducts electricity, isn't it? So when it will be lightning, if you carry umbrella, it may strikes to the umbrella also, right? The lightning may strikes to the umbrella. Understood? What are the two natural calamities, students?
Cyclone, earthquake.
Cyclone and earthquakes. Name other natural calamities except lightning and earthquake.
Tsunami.
Yes, tsunami.
Flood, drought, cyclone.
Okay, these are the some other. Name the two types of charges. Which are those types of charges?
Positive charge and negative charge.
Positive charge and negative charge. Mention the interaction of two types of charges.
What, ma'am?
Interaction of two types of charges.
Positive charge and negative charge attracts each other, and positive charge repels each other.
Means like charges repel each other, unlike charges attract each other. This is the answer. So name the device used to protect buildings from lightning.
Lightning conductor.
What is that? Lightning conductor. Who discovered the static electricity or lightning in clouds and when?
Benjamin Franklin.
When he is found when he is discovered
1752.
in 1752. Okay, how are most earthquakes caused?
By movement of plates.
Movement of what?
Plates.
Earth's plate. Movement of Earth's plate. What is plate? What is plate? Plate is you know that the earth crust has fragments. Okay, each fragment of the outermost layer of the earth is called plate. What is the upper layer of the earth is called?
Crust.
First layer of the earth is called?
Crust.
What is that? Crust.
Crust.
So what are seismic waves? What? Yes. What are seismic waves? Yes, anybody will tell that what are seismic waves? You know that earth produced on the earth's surface, the waves produced on the earth's surface because of tremors. Okay, because of tremors. This we call it as seismic waves. Okay, waves produced by the earth's surface because of tremors. This we call it as, what we call it as seismic waves. What are the natural calamities caused by earthquakes?
Tsunami.
Okay, tsunami. Then
Ma'am, when tsunami causes that time flood also.
flood, tsunami, flood, landslides.
Yeah, landslides means
Landslides means ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬಿರುಕಾಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನೆಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿರುಕಾಗಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇದಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಭೂಮಿ ಕುಸಿಯೋದು.
Yes, yes, ಅದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಅರ್ತ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. That is landslides. Which kind of material is used to transfer charges from one body to another?
Which question you are asking, ma'am?
I'm just asking some other questions which are related to this lesson.
Yes, ma'am. What is the question?
No, what is question?
Which kind of material is used to transfer charges from one body to another?
Conductor.
Good conductor.
What it will be the conductor? Good conductor means?
Iron.
Iron. Iron is what?
Good conductor of electricity.
iron, copper, gold, silver.
What are these?
Good conductor of electricity.
Metals are good conductor of electricity.
Metal conductor. Okay, metal conductor. What is earthing?
What, ma'am?
What is earthing?
Ma'am, the process of transferring The transferring of charge from a charged object to the earth is called earthing.
When a charged object transfer its charge to the earth is called earthing.
The process of transfer of charges from a charged body to the earth. It is called earthing. So what is the application of earthing? Where do we use this earthing?
Generally, every building is provided with earthing to protect it from electrical shocks.
Electric shock. Okay. It is provided in buildings to protect from electric shocks due to any leakage of electrical current. Okay, these are some questions, extra questions I have asked you. Here some pictures are given, students. When earthquake has taken place in some places, you can just see in this picture. You can see how the buildings were damaged here. And this picture is that, what is this?
Lightning conductor.
Lightning conductor.
Just by seeing this picture, you can understand that how the lightning conductor works. Okay. And this is a picture that when we will be outside while lightning, we have to sit like this on the ground in the open area. Okay.
I'm not seeing them.
This one. Is there your textbook?
Ma'am, page number 180.
Page number 189. Okay. And will you write the question answers of this lesson? All are easy only.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Easy.
Yes, ma'am. We will write answer the following questions.
So you did not send the answer. Only one student has sent on that day. Last lesson question answers. Who will send it after writing these question answers?
Ma'am, what ma'am?
How many of you will complete the questions of this lesson?
Ma'am, before lesson also not sent, ma'am.
That lesson I have
Sent ma'am. Sent ma'am.
I have sent that. Check out.
Yes ma'am, in that book sent ma'am somebody.
Yes. So these questions I have discussed, not that much long answers are not there. Only short answers are there. Just try to write these questions in your fair notebook. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So once all of you read the lesson, then you will understand.
Ma'am, exam is in school or in?
No. You have on 4th date, no exam?
Yes, ma'am. 3:15 to 3:30 to 4:15.
We'll be having classes from morning to afternoon, right? After going home also, you can write the exam because the exam is conducting at 3 o'clock, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
3:30, ma'am.
Then after going home only, you are writing the exam. If the school starts on 4th means.
They told us they will start 4.
Right? 4th they said, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, that day only exam is there, ma'am.
No problem. Maybe you may write exam after going home, right?
I'm on 4th date. I can't come to school, ma'am.
That you see that if you can't come in and come on next day on 5th. Okay.
Ma'am, examination, that's doubt, ma'am.
What examination doubt?
Ma'am, on 5th we can't come to school, no, ma'am. They told one day leave.
The timetable will be prepared, then it will be sent to all the students. Okay, then you
Ma'am, but the exams are in home only, no, ma'am?
yes, actually it will be at home only because the time is given at 3:30 means it will be at home. You can write at home.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all of you complete that phase. Water, drink.
Good morning, students. In the last period, we have discussed.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
morning. Good morning. In the last period, we discussed this frequency
Good
distribution.
morning, sir.
Sir, exercise over, sir.
Over. Yes.
No, pie chart, circle graph.
Okay. Okay. Circle graph. Two eyes are coming. Who is speaking? Your brother is also speaking.
Sir,
Tell me.
ನಾವು ಫೇರ್ನಾಗೆ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಅಂಟಿಸ್ ಬರಿಬೋದ್ರಿ?
ಬರೀರಿ. ಗ್ರಾಫ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೀರಿ, ತೆಗೆದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂಟಿಸ್ರಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಡೀತದೆ. Now, today we shall study.
ಅವು ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಇಲ್ಲಾರ್ದೆ ಬರಿಬೋದ್ರಿ?
ಯಾವುದು? ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬರೀರಿ.
ಅವು ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ
ಇವನ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಇರ್ಲಾರ್ದನು ನೀವು ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು. ಗ್ರಾಫ್
Yes, sir.
ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ.
ಅದೇ ಸರ್, ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಇಲ್ಲಾರ್ದೆ ರಫ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ನಡೀತದಲ್ರಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್?
ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತದ, ಬಟ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ತೆಗೆದೈತೆ ಅಕ್ಯುರೇಟ್.
ಸರ್, ಬರೇ ಗ್ರಾಫಿಂದ ಬರೀ 2 pages ಅವ್ರ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ರೀ.
ಅದೇ ಓಕೆ.
2 ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ತೆಗಿತೇವ್ರಿ. ಅವು ತಳ ಮೊದಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಬರಿತೇವಲ್ರಿ, ಅವ್ರಿ.
ಬಾ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೊಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ತೆಗಿಯೋದ್ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ. ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ತೆಗೀರಿ. ಅಥವಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಮೇಲೆ ತೆಗೆದು ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಸರ್, ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಕನಾಗೆ ಚಂದ ತೆಗ್ದಿವ್ರಿ, ಲೈನ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ.
ಓಕೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಕ್ಯುರೇಟ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ಫೈನ್. ನಾವು in the last period we have studied what frequency distribution table for ungrouped data. Also we have studied frequency distribution table for grouped data. We have studied, and in the last year and this year also we have studied bar graphs. That is very simple. I have not taken more time to explain that. You understood how to draw the bar graph.
Sir, double bar.
Yes, tell me one. Double bar graph also you understood? Can you hear me or not? Okay. Double bar graph you have understood, and also histogram. Histogram is drawn for continuous data, where class intervals are there, where data is continuous, we can draw the histogram. That also you have studied.
Histogram not studied, sir. In this year we are studying.
This year only we studied no histogram. Just grouped data. For grouped continuous frequency distribution table, we can draw the graph. That graph becomes a histogram. Correct? So in histogram there will not be gaps between the bars. That we have studied. Now today we shall study the pie chart or circle graph. We call it as circle graph or pie chart. Okay. Circle graph or it is also called as pie chart or pie graph or pie chart. In this, we represent the data, that is graphically, using the circle. The data is represented, that is a parts of whole are represented using this graph. Parts of whole. Total how much is it? In that, if parts are there, those parts are represented. Just I'll draw and show you. Okay, wait. All of you draw one circle. Compass I can know. All of you draw one circle. Draw a circle first. First, I'll just draw the rough diagram. Here, students. ಇದು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಭಾಳ ಮಾಡಿ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. Just wait for 1 minute, students. ಸಂತೋಷ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುರಿದು ಫೋನ್. First, I'll draw on rough diagram. For example, in a class, boys and girls is represented. What do you understand? Here one village officer. See, one circle I have drawn, just rough diagram I have drawn, I will draw. Boys and girls, what it represents? Say, for example, one class, say 8th standard students. If I represent like this, boys and girls are equally in number. 50% boys are there, 50% girls are there. That way it represents. Whole class is represented. Number of students are represented using a circle graph. In that circle graph, half portion I have represented for boys, half portion I have represented for girls. Means what? 50% are boys, 50% are girls. If 20 students are there, 10 boys are there, 10 girls are there. If 40 students are there, 20 boys are there, 20 girls are there. This way we can represent. Okay. So another example that which is given in your text, that only I'll take. Santosh? Here one example is given in your textbook that we shall see. Approximately I will draw first.
Shall we write?
Don't write, but just understand first. Sleep. Then school. Then playing. Play. Then others. Others. Then homework. She is sleeping 8 hours. 8 hours. Then school 6 hours. Playing 3 hours. And others 3 hours. Homework 4 hours. Okay. This is the pie chart or circle graph of a student. Okay. Students' daily activities are represented on the graph. Okay. Total in one day, how many hours are there? Total 24 hours are there.
24 hours.
8 plus 6, 14. 14 plus 3, 17. 17 plus 3, 20. 24 hours. 24 hours time is distributed in this graph. Okay. Students' total activity is represented on the circle graph or pie chart. Okay. What is this pie chart? This pie chart shows the relationship between whole and parts. Whole is how much? 24 hours. Time 24 hours is whole. Okay. These are the parts. Sleeping 8 hours is there, school 6 hours, play 3 hours, others 3 hours, and homework 4 hours. These are the parts. It shows a relationship between whole and its parts. Okay. Now, how to draw this this pie chart? One circle, you know already. One circle is how much? One circle is total 360 degrees. Okay. To represent sleep, 8 hours to represent here. We need to calculate this angle. And for school, you calculate this angle. All these angles should be calculated. How to calculate these angles? These angles are called as central angles. These angles are called as central angles. Okay. Now, sleeping. Sleep, how many hours he sleeps? 8 hours. Correct? 8 hours. 8 hours. Total, how many hours are there in one day?
24.
24.
Sir, answer is 1 by 3.
Yes, yes. 8 ones are 8 threes. It is 1 by 3. So sleeping time in fraction is 1/3. He sleeps 1/3 of the day. Okay, 1/3 of the day is for sleeping. Here in whole our life, 1/3 we sleep. If we whole our age is divided into 3 equal parts, 1 part we sleep, remaining 2 parts. Now sleep is 1/3. How to represent 1/3 here? It is in degrees. You have to calculate central angle. Central angle for sleeping is what? 1/3 of what? 1/3 of 360 degrees. 1/3 of 360, 1 by 3 half means into 360 degree. You cancel this. 3 ones are 3 ones are 3 twos are 120. So first you have to draw one circle, draw one line first. Then here it should be 120 degrees. This angle. You have to draw one line.
Sir, using protractor we shall draw no, sir.
Yes? Tell me.
Sir, using protractor.
Yes, yes, using protractor you should draw. First I have drawn the rough diagram. Okay, I am explaining first how it is. While actually drawing, I will take protractor and make you understand by taking another example. Now I have drawn rough diagram. Central angle, how it is calculated, I am explaining. 120 degrees. Correct? Then, for school, what will be the central angle? Can anyone tell me?
60 degrees.
Sir, 6 by 24.
6 by 24. First, you have to calculate fraction. Okay. So, for school, you calculate
1 by 3, sir.
Yes. 6 hours he sleeps in one day, 24 hours are there. So 6 ones are 6, 4s are 1 by 4.
Sir, 120.
1 by 4 is the fraction of school time. School timing is how much? 1/4 of a day. For this central angle, if you calculate, so central angle for school is what? 1/4 of 360. 1/4 of 360 degrees. 4 ones are 4 or 9s are. So it will be 90 degrees. Understanding? While drawing, it has not become 90 degrees. I have drawn the rough diagram. Here angle between this line and this line should be 90 degrees. Understood now? Now what will be the angle for this? 90 degree means this will be 45, correct? 3 by 8 for playing angle should be how much? This should be 90 degree. This should be 90 degree. And for play, what is the fraction of a day he sleeps? 3 hours he sleeps in one day. 24 hours are there. 3 1 ja, 3 8 ja. It is 1 by 8. So 1/8 of the day he plays. Therefore, central angle for play is what? It is 1/8 of 360 degrees. 1 by 8 into 360. Cancel now. 8 1 ja, 8 4 ja, 32. 4 is remaining. 8 5 ja, 45. So this is 45 degrees, and this also 45 degrees. Then this is 4. 4 means how much it will come?
60 degree.
60 degree. So 4 9 ja, 4 by 6. Correct. Homework is how much? Homework is 4 hours he should do homework. Total 24 hours are there in one day. 4 1 ja, 4 6 ja. It is 1 by 6. So central angle for homework
1 by 6.
is 1 by 6 of 360.
360.
This becomes
60.
6 1 ja, 6 6 ja, 60. This becomes 60 degrees. Now you see on 120 plus 90 is how much? 120 plus 210. 210. This is 90. 210 plus 90, 300. 300 plus 60, 360. All together 360 degrees. This is how you can represent the given data on that is using circle graph or pie chart. You understood now? Have you understood, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now some examples are given. We shall read those. Yes? Are there? If you understood, we shall go to exercise. Otherwise, we shall see some more examples. Okay, wait. Now some examples are given. Just I'll share the screen and you see this. Reading the graphs is there. See this graph, students. Here one example is given. Example, adjoining pie chart gives the expenditure on various items and savings of a family during a month. Here a cursor, you can see the cursor on the screen, students. Okay. Here on which item the expenditure was maximum. The expenditure on which item is equal to the total savings of the family. If the monthly savings of the family is 3,000, what is monthly expenditure on clothes? See the graph. Food. For food, how much percentage?
25.
Then for education for children, it is
15%.
House rent
10%.
10%. Transportation
5%.
Others
20%.
20%.
Saving and clothes
15%.
15%.
Yes. So what was the first question? First question is on which item the expenditure was maximum. Maximum percentage is what here? It's 25. Correct? So on food expenditure is more. So expenditure maximum on food. Just observe this graph. 25% is more than remaining. So expenditure on food is more. Correct? So expenditure on food is more means we should be farmers also. Along with other jobs, we should grow some food items in our field Next, what is second question? Expenditure on which item is equal to the total savings of the family? What is the total savings of the family? Savings is 15%. Which is one more 15%? Yellow, education for children. Education for children is also 15%. Savings is also 15%. So both are same. So here what expenditure on education of children is the same, that is 15% as the saving of the family. You understood, students, this?
No, sir.
Hello. Savings ಮತ್ತು ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಅವ್ರು. ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್
Education.
6 ಪೇ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ 15% ಅದ, ಆಗಿದೆ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಮೇಲೂ 15% ಅದ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಎರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಅದ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎರಡದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ ಅಂತ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, second question. If the monthly saving of the family is 3,000, what is the monthly expenditure on clothes?
Sir, answer is 2,000.
How 2,000? Yeah,
Sir, 15% represent the rupees 3,000, no sir?
15. If the monthly savings of the family is 3,000, what is the monthly expenditure on the clothes?
Sir, then that 15%, no sir, that.
15%. If the monthly saving of the family is 3,000, total how much is their salary? Is it given? Is salary given?
No sir.
Salary is not given. Everything is given in percentage. Correct?
Yes sir.
But what is given? Monthly saving of the family is given. Monthly saving of the family is given how much?
10%.
Saving of the family is given 10%. 10%, saving. How much is given saving?
10%.
15% is given. Correct? Monthly saving percent. We don't know salary. How much is salary? We don't know. Monthly saving is 15%, and what is expenditure on clothes is asked. Clothes is 10%. I'll write on the board, you see now. I will say let his salary be what? X. Savings is how much? Savings is how much percentage is savings? 15%.
15%.
15% of what?
Saving.
Savings.
ದುಡ್ಡು ಎಷ್ಟು ಉಳಿಸ್ತಾರ ಅವರು? 15% ಉಳಿಸ್ತಾರ. 15% ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿದು. ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಏನದ? ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅದ. 15% of X is
X.
But they have given it is 3,000. Correct?
3,000.
15% of the salary saving ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ, ಅದು 3,000 ಅದ. ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಅಂತೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಂತದ್ದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾವ ತರ? ಇದು 15/100, 15% into X equal to ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? 3,000 ಆಯ್ತು. So X equal to what? 3,000 into 100 divided by 15. 15 ones are 15 twos are 30. It is 200. 200 into 100, 20,000.
20,000.
Salary is 20,000. Correct? Salary is 20,000. On clothes, how much is expended? How much percentage?
10%.
10%, no? So expenditure on clothes. Expenditure on clothes is 10%. 10% of what? 10%.
20,000.
10% salary. Okay, 20,000. 10% of salary. It is 10% is 10/100.
2,000.
Salary is 20,000. Correct? So cancel 1 0 here, 1 here. This became 2,000. Correct?
Yes sir.
Now you understood clearly? How?
Sir, expenditure means what, sir?
Expenditure means ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡೋದು. ಖರ್ಚು. ಕ್ಲಾತ್ ನೀವು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರೆ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ ದುಡ್ಡು.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can see or not? But in your that notes directly they have given, you see here.
Yes, sir. 15 represent 3,000. Therefore, 10% represent that.
How they have given directly 15 represents 3,000, therefore 10% represents directly 2,000. You were telling, so you don't understand that way. You have to see how it is. Another one more pie chart is given. Just you see this also, or if you understood, we shall go to exercise. Have you understood now? See this pie chart.
Sir, give another one.
Example 2 you see here. I am sharing the screen. Example 2. Someone is singing.
Sorry.
Your page number 28 you open. Page number 28. See here. Page number 28. In page number 28, same example is given. Now I am sharing the screen. See this. On a particular day, the sales in rupees of different items of a baker shop are given below. Ordinary bread, 320 rupees. On a particular day, the sales in rupees of different items of a baker shop are given below. Ordinary bread, 320 rupees. Biscuits, 80 rupees. Cake and pastries, 160 rupees. Fruit bread 120, others 40. Total if you calculate, it becomes 720. For this you need to draw the pie chart. Draw a pie chart for this data. How to calculate? See, this they have written 3. Total is 720. Okay. 720. This way it may confuse you. I will open your textbook. In your textbook it is given. This sharing the screen we shall stop, students. In your textbook, open the page number 28. Page number 28 you open, all of you. Speak. Your voice is not audible. It is disturbing. Page number 28 you open. Page 28. In this one pie chart, they have given you what example. The same example I'll write and explain. Ordinary bread. Ordinary bread.
Sir,
320 rupees. Listen me. Fruit bread is 80 rupees. Then cakes and pastries. For cake and pastries, it is 160 rupees.
Pastries means what?
I am not able to hear you. Your voice is not.
Pastries means what?
Yeah,
Sir is asking pastries means what?
Pastries means ಇದ್ರಾಗ ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಹೋಗು ಕೇಳ ಅದು ಅಂದ ಇದು ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಶಾಪ್ದಾಗ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ನೋಡ.
Sir, Christmas special, sorry.
Cake slicing ಇದು ಅಂತಾರೆ pastry.
ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ರ ಅವಂಗ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು? ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡು, ಗೂಗಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗು, ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಹೊಡಿ, ಇಮೇಜಸ್ ತಗೋ, ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಗೂಗಲ್ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಹೊಡೆದು ಬಿಡೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೈಪ್ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್. Total amount is how much? 720. Ordinary bread. For ordinary bread, 320 rupees are invested on ordinary bread. Okay. Out of 720, you can say. So you want to represent in this on the pie chart or circle graph. So this amount should be distributed there. First, we should calculate fraction. Sales is how much? 320 rupees. Total sale is 720. Total is 720. Out of 720, bread, for bread it is 320. If you calculate fraction, how to calculate fraction? Here already you know for how in your exam, if you take 15 marks out of 20, how will you write in fraction? You will write 15 out of 20. Total mass is 20. Out of 20, you have taken 15. Like that here, total sales is 720. Out of 720, for ordinary bread, how much? 320. So you write 320 divided by 720. Cancel this. 0, 0 gone. So 2 16s are.
Sir, 4/9.
2 3s are, 2 6s are. 2 8s are, 2 18s are. 2 4s are, 2 9s are. It becomes 4/9. Correct? It became 4/9. In fraction, it is became 4/9. But in one circle, we know here circle, the angle, internal angle, central angle in circle is 360. Okay. So 4/9 is a fraction for ordinary bread. We should calculate central angle. Central angle, how much we should represent here? So central angle for this is what? Central angle for ordinary bread is, it is 4/9 of total is 360 degree. So it is 4/9 into 360. So 9 1s are 9, 9 4s are 36, 40, 4 4s are 16, 160 degree. So here in the circle, you have to draw 160 degree angle. Around this much it will come. 160 degree. 160 degree. Okay. This is for ordinary bread. You should write here ordinary bread like this. Similarly, 80 divided by 72 bar fruit bread. Fraction you should calculate, then calculate central angle, then draw the central angle. You understood now how to draw? We shall go to exercise. You have understood? We shall go to exercise. All of you go to exercise 3.2. Go to exercise 3.2. If you want to write the question, I'll wait. Otherwise, you can write the question later because the question is big. Just I'll read the question. Writing question takes more time. A survey was made to find the type of music that a certain group of young people liked in a city. Adjoining pie chart shows the findings of this survey. Okay. People like what? Music. Different.
Sir, survey means.
Survey means you finding the, say, for example, One example I'll give. Government teachers will go visit different areas and they will find out how many children are there in homes. Okay, how many are going to school? Now, how many children are of 6 years? That this process of finding the data is surveying. For example, if one company is there, say different types of soaps are there. What they do, they will collect samples. Samples means what? For example, they want to study how the product is, our product is in the market. They want to study. Whole country, all people, they don't ask. They don't ask all the people. What they do, they will select some random samples. They ask some members. For example, in Indi, for example, they will ask Harish, how is the dose of? Harish will tell dose of is like this. Then another person, for example, Deepak, to Deepak they will ask. As some members, so around 10 students they will ask, 10 members. So based on these 10 members, they will understand the Indi. Okay, they say they will conclude the Indi people like this soap, that soap, like that. Okay, all this process is a surveying. They do survey. They will study based on some samples. That is surveying. In detail, we can study. Now, what they have done here? Company, what it has done survey. They want to. The company wants to know. Someone is talking, students. Someone is talking in home. Here, cassette company, it has done survey. They want to know which type of cassettes people like more. Which type of cassettes people like more. Which type of music people like more. They want to know. That's why they have done the survey. Here they have given pie chart also. 40% like light music, 40%. Then semi-classical, 20% like. Classical, 10%, folk, 30%. Okay, this is one example is given. By this, what we understand, people like light music. Even this classical ragas, all that, or folk, or semi-classical, they don't like. People want light music. This graph is given here in your textbook. It is given. You can see this. I have told page number also. Page number is 30. So first question, what is the first question? From this pie chart, answer the following. You have to refer the pie chart. You have to observe the pie chart. Not necessary to draw. That is part of the question. You should answer directly. If 20 people liked the classical music, how many young people were surveyed? Question, has anyone understood? What is given?
No, sir, not understood.
Not understood. Okay. If 20 people liked the classical music, how many young people were surveyed? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ, ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಲೈಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದ್ರಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ, ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆಗೋದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದಾರ. ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರ 100 ಜನರಿಗೆ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗ್ಯಾರ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು, 100 ಜನರಿಗೆ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗ್ಯಾರ, 100 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾರ ಎಂತ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ. 100 ಜನರೊಳಗ 40 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ, ಲೈಟ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಯಾರ. 20 ಸೆಮಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾರ. ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ 10 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾರ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಫೋಕ್ ಸಾಂಗ್ 30 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಯಾರ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಇದು ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಜನ 100 ಇದ್ರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರನ್ನ ಸರ್ವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಿವನ್? If 20 people liked the classical music, how many people were surveyed? ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸರ್ವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. So let the number of people surveyed number of people surveyed be x ಜನರಿಗೆ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗ್ಯಾರ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೌದಾ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದಾರ 20 people liked classical music. Number of people who liked classical music. How many people liked classical music? They have given 20. 20 people like classical music. But in this pie chart, what is given? Classical music. 10% have liked. 10% of what? Total. How many people they have visited? It's 10%. 10% of total is extra. Okay. 20 people like classical music. That 20 people is what? It is 10% of total. How many members they have visited now? It's 10%. So we can write it as 20 equal to 10% is 10 by 100. Half is into so x. So x equal to you write. Cancel 0 or later we cancel. 20, 100 comes up. 10 here equal to x. Cancel 1 0 0. So x equal to 20 times 200. They have surveyed 200 people. Understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. They have surveyed 200 people. They have visited 200 people. Next, which type of music is liked by the maximum number of people?
Sir,
Light music.
It is very clear from the graph. 40%. It is more. So, light music is liked by maximum number of people. Second, third question. If a cassette company were to make 1000 CDs, how many of each type would they make? ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿವಿ 200 ಬಂತು. ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ 20 ಪೀಪಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರ ಏನಿದು 200 ಜನ ಇದ್ರು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರ one third question is 1 2 3 are not related, all are different. Third, if cassette company were to make 1000 CDs, how many of each type would they make?
Classical 100, semi-classical 200, light 400, folk 300.
Okay, that percentage is given. No, that much percentage should be calculated. Number of CDs. What is given here? If a cassette company were to make 1000 CDs, how many each type would they make? Third, number of CDs or number of cassettes. Number of cassettes. The company where to make. The company wants to manufacture or to make. Company wants to make how many 1000? Okay, then how many each type they are asking? Light music. Cassettes of light music should be how much? This should be 40%. 40% of what? 1000. So this is 40 by 100 into 1000. Cancel 2 zeros. 1 2. 40 10 400. 400 light music cassette should be prepared. Then similarly what? Folk 30% of 1000. For classical music 10% of 1000 you should calculate. For semi-classical 20% of 1000. You have understood, students? Would you do this?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Complete that question later in your home. First and second one you complete in your home.
Sir, exam is in school or in mobile?
Exam is there in your home using mobile.
Yes, sir.
It is not there in mobile. Exam is there in your home using mobile. Same, we are going to send a question paper to your mobile. You should write in your home. Okay? 3:32, 4:15.
Sir, bus is not allowed in our
Can you read?
bus. Nam stop ಬರಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೆ.
ಬಸ್ ಅದು ಏನು ಸ್ಟಾಪಿಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ನಡ್ಕೋತ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಸೈಕಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು.
ಸರ್ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಯಾವ್ರಿ? ಕಲರ್ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ರೀ?
ಯಾ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಬಸ್ಸಿನ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಅದು ಏನಿರಲ್ಲ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನೀವೇ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಊರನ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಅದಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಡೀತಾವ. ಆ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ ಗ್ರೂಪಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತದ. ಓಕೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ಇದನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಂತ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ. ಲೆಟರ್ is compulsory. Okay, thank you all.